Okay, so we're witnessing something very, very unusual in this plot of land, abandoned plot of land right next to our hotel. A blue tent has come up. It wasn't there last night. It came up just this morning, and there have been two men moving in and out of it. Now, by reasonable doubt, it's fair to guess that this is a potential Hamas rocket launching site that's being set up. There's always been this question of how Hamas manages to fire its rockets without being detected by the Israelis. This perhaps is one of the ways of assembling it under a tent. It also establishes something which Hamas has always been accused of, that they actually use densely populated civilian areas to fire their rockets. And if the camera zooms out a little more, you'll see that this is an area very heavily built up, a lot of residential and hotel buildings all around. And so if Hamas does fire a rocket from here, it will have immediate consequences for everyone around here. And I also must report at this point that the first night when we came here, we did see, or rather hear, a rocket go off exactly at that plot of land, and the hotels opposite us were evacuated because the Israelis sent a warning that there might be a strike on them. That didn't happen, but if Hamas uses this site once again to launch a rocket, we're not sure what's going to happen. So now, as you can see, the tent has been removed. Whatever they were doing under the tent is clearly over. We also find that they're not two individuals, but three who are behind this particular activity, and they've placed a sort of a bush on top of whatever they've buried under the sand, and also they're using a spade to cover it up with mud, and it looks like they're prepared to leave. But of course, during this whole process, they were running some cables out from under the tent to somewhere at the back, and it now remains to be seen whether, if this is indeed a Hamas rocket launch site, that they're going to use it to detonate it remotely. We can see one of the men leaving. He's got something on his head. He just looks like he's coming out either onto the road or he's gone behind the tree there. The other guy is standing behind the tree. Again, as I said, this is a very, very unusual sight to actually witness in Gaza. The possibility that we're seeing Hamas setting up for a rocket launch just meters away from our hotel, and again, as I point out, bang in the middle of what is a residential area full of hotels and apartment buildings.
So that's the rocket being fired today morning, a day after it was assembled at the exact spot the rocket has been fired. That's the smoke. We just shot a video of it in the immediate aftermath.
Okay, so we're heading to the spot where we saw the rocket from being fired. It seems to be in an open plot of land, but we're being asked by people not to go to the location, so we're just pulling back, and we're just heading back because some journalists there, as you can see, have waved to us saying not to go there. Okay, so we're not actually going in there because it's been rightly pointed out to us that there could be an immediate Israeli retaliation to the rocket that was fired from here. But as we've reported, or as we managed to capture on camera earlier, we actually saw that particular rocket silo being placed. But reporting it while we're here in Gaza also has serious security implications for both those around here and also for us, which is why this report might actually have to air earlier. But you can see very clearly this is a very, very dense residential and commercial area, and therefore firing the rocket from here will obviously have serious consequences for those who live here should Israel choose to retaliate. In Gaza, with camera person Sanjay Mandal and Neha Masi, Srinivasan Jain for NDTV.